So there's a handful of trails at Glacier Park that are more or less classic hikes, and Siyeh Pass is definitely one of those hikes. It's one of those ones where you really have to do it. It's so fantastic. Most people start out at the Siyeh Bend, which is right up close to Logan Pass, which is also the Piegan Pass trailhead, and head up there to head on down to same area, the Sunrift Gorge area. You start out just hanging out in the trees a little bit for a while, and you know, you just kind of cross over fun little creeks and all that kind of stuff, and then you start to get some views of some more and more trees and whatnot, and then then you just start busting out into Preston Park and hitting it at the right time. Preston Park is fantastic. There are just so many flowers and everything like that, so it's beautiful. And you're getting to look up at Piegan and seeing the Piegan Glacier on there, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, you just get to see lots of really great views in Siyeh and Cracker and all that. And then you start moving your way up more and more towards the pass, and as you get further up to the pass, you end up you start to look and you can see a couple of lakes show up right at the base of Siyeh and Cracker, and finally you start working your way up, and then you look into a little valley that doesn't have any trails into it, and it's just like a cool little trail that looks out into the plains, and then yeah, you're finally there at Siyeh Pass, and man, that's when the fun continues. You're looking over, you can see Sexton Glacier there, which is really awesome. It's just fun because you get to see a few glaciers in one day, and that's right on the backside of going to the sun in Matahpi there, and then it was really cool while you're up there. Keep your eyes open. Out of nowhere, we had a goat and then 5 sheep show up, so you just never know when you're going to see wildlife in the park, and that's always fun just to, I don't know, just kind of watch bigger animals. And of course at passes it always seems like there's always a few critters you need to watch out. Make sure they don't eat your pack or steal your food. And then, but yeah, you just start working your way down, and you know, this year has just been such an exceptional year for waterfalls, and of course, you know, the wildflowers are really late with a lot of these passes, so don't count on seeing as many wildflowers and waterfalls in late August as I'm seeing here. This is more like late July, and but yeah, it just, you know, the views just keep giving. You know, you're just looking at these big glacial cirques and just looking at the snow and the flowers and just everything until you work your way down. And I'm coming off Sexton Glacier, it creates Bering Creek, and so you start walking down that for a while, and that's just really beautiful. And you start to get down into the valley bottom, and don't forget to continue to look back where you came from, because man, it sure is pretty. And then yeah, then you end up coming down to the trees and then come over by Sunrift Gorge, which is just a pretty little place. And you know, you're back at the road and you've had a really big day. This one definitely isn't good for people who have bad knees, because it is a lot of downhill. But man, if you like views and don't mind some downhill, this is definitely a classic one. You gotta